Welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. Today we are doing a business Q&A. Thank you guys so much for sending all your questions. We are just going to go through and answer them. SSS Ong asks, what are your two businesses? One is Homebodies, which we own together, and that is our virtual online workout program. And then RRAYYME, which is all of my blogging side.
I am an employee of RRAYYME, which is also...
You're my Instagram boyfriend.
Anything else that we do, everything is about you. Doesn't matter what the fuck I think, what I say, how I feel, what I look like, nothing. Nothing matters about me. Everything is about you, the focus is on you, no matter what.
What are some challenges you face trying to figure out how to work with each other?
That's a really good question. Her and I have very different working styles. Something as small as me maybe picking up my computer and taking it to another room and closing the door to work. Sometimes she would like take that a little bit personally. And I had to explain to her, sometimes I just need a little space and quiet to think and, you know, just be on my own. It kind of plays into learning how to draw a hard line in the sand between dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, RRAYYME and Nate, and business partner, RRAYYME and Nate. So like maybe after work is over, we can't take any sort of work stress or frustration out on one another on like a personal relationship level, and vice versa. Whenever it comes to business, we can't take business things personally and let it affect our relationship. And with that, it's kind of, you know, we've learned our daily flows to, I know when I need to leave her alone and let her have her space to get her things accomplished, like when she's editing videos or maybe storying. And she's kind of learned that my morning flow, it's not exactly the best time to bombard me with like a million different things that we're gonna get done later on in the day, right when I'm about to start coaching.
This was such a good workout. This was such a good workout. Everything about this workout was so good.
Because I get in that flow, I get in that rhythm, and I've got that nice little that thought process going for the workout. And if I get like an avalanche of stuff piled on me, my brain gets all clouded.
Yeah, we have different working styles, you know. He needs to be quiet, alone, like nothing going on in the wee hours of the morning. That's when he gets his best creative work done. And then the way I work is I thrive off of people working around me. I just get more motivated that way. So for me, you know, it's just learning to just not take it personally when he leaves the room or needs to be alone to do something creative. Samantha Williams asks, is the gym remodel a business expense since it's for Homebodies? Good question. It is a business expense, and we have an accountant that we recently started working with because we know nothing about taxes, and we did a little bit of research and decided to go with an S corporation, and we needed someone to be able to help us prepare our taxes. So this accountant told us that if we spend money for Homebodies before the end of the year, it would be a good thing, and it would be a tax deductible expense. Jody Swansea asks, what are the main things you need to have, like registered business, bank account, etc., for running a business? In terms of what things you need, definitely start with an EIN number. This was the hardest thing for us to get. We finally got one last week. It does not normally take 5 months to get. Usually you could get it online from IRS on the spot online, but for us, we submitted it through LegalZoom with our new corporation name. There were so many mix-ups, and we finally got it 5 months later. So the first thing you want to do is set up your business name, figure out what you want to do. Is it a DBA, LLC, an S Corp? Figure that out first, file that, and then get an EIN number. From that, you can start running your business, you know, with get a new bank account using the EIN number, which we finally did.
Step number 1, get an EIN.
Yes. And hopefully it doesn't take you as long as it took us. Ooh, this is a good question. Pakuna Matata asks, where do you see Homebodies in a year?
Kind of like how this whole thing started. this was not a planned, premeditated thing at all. It just started as us showing up, working out with a crew every single day, and it just kind of developed into something that we knew that we could offer a better quality product. We could bring a better experience to people that really wanted to change their lifestyles. So that's kind of what we got into. And her and I are a little bit different in this sense, where she likes to look at these long-term goals. Yes, I do have a long-term goal, like a long-term picture in mind, but also I try not to get too consumed with looking too far ahead, and I have a narrow sight, and so it's just every single day I just see the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day, and then hell, maybe before you know it, it'll be 1 year down the line. But I just focus on that one day at a time, and that one day at a time we bring the best workout, the best experience every single day. And then the great thing about this program right now is we can adjust and tweak on the fly. Right now we're building it out with you all, and we take the feedback from everyone and we get it. So something's good, something's bad, we can adjust on the fly and reevaluate once 1 year comes down the line. But we're hoping after 1 year we've established the greatest 1 year program that anybody's ever seen.
Yeah, we're building this program and evolving along with everyone that's doing it. We're just a week ahead of you guys, so who knows where we'll be 1 year from now. But I am the type that likes to plan ahead, and that's something we're going to work on today. Is what is our 2021 goal going to look like? What are we going to be launching 2021? What do we want to, like produce for you guys? I literally have to drag him to the table and be like, okay, we're doing this plan, even though his brain doesn't think that way. I like to know ahead of time what that might look like, even if it doesn't plan out that way. Lindsay she's in Homebodies and also doing Set the Tone. How did you decide you wanted to bring on a new team member rather than doing it all just you two? I mean, I can just pinpoint to the very moment that 1 week when I was in the office. It was like 10 p.m. I had been sitting there all day. Like, I was just being super agitated and short and like just a negative vibe, and you said you could feel it from a mile away, and it was not pleasant for you to be around, which I think is important. It's like, if we're working on something we love to do, like our energy is being how do you say, projected. And if I'm stressed, then what does that mean? Like, I need to be in a good headspace. I need to come from a place of love and doing all that. So it's like, I knew at that moment, I was like, oh man, like I'm overwhelmed. I'm really overwhelmed. And at that moment, like, we got an email from Jessie, who we just brought on as a full team member here. And it was just the perfect timing and like synchronicity at its best. Just when I needed that help, she emailed and offered her time to us. I'm
a pretty firm believer in what's it called? Things happening for a reason. What's it called? Like the universe. I guess. I
mean, yeah, just that.
So she'd been following RRAYYME, and she saw how like ambitious we were, so she reached out, and turns out she reached out exactly the right time. And like RRAYYME was saying, she'd been kind of bogged down, overwhelmed, and just kind of scatterbrained. And when she gets like that, she'll have 14 different tasks that need to get done, and she won't complete any 14 task.
Yeah.
She'll half-ass complete all 14 tasks, and then like things will just be everywhere. And then it was at that point that she was kind of like getting snappy and snippy with me and telling me like, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for this. And so we had to kind of come to that realization. And yeah, Jessie's great. She's been an awesome teammate.
Yeah, we're so happy, we're so grateful. Sam_T asks, who manages the books, and if so, how are she learning? Who do you think manages the books? Yes, he actually does, and he can tell you more about it.
I will say this, now running the books normally, as it should be, now that we have an EIN and we have our own business account where all of the funds will go, it is much easier. So this is gonna be completely Barney style compared to the craziness that we've had prior. So prior, since we didn't have an EIN, we could not get a business account. We had nowhere to keep the funds, so any business funds would be funneled into her account. Her personal account, which she also has funds in, or had incoming funds. So then we had to basically, separate the business and the personal funds in her bank account, and then divvy them out, 20% taxes, 20% expenses, and then cut the rest out as salary.
It was a mess.
It was a
honestly.
mess. So I learned some tips and tricks from like different apps that would coordinate and sync all transactions right into QuickBooks. I'm still learning the flow of QuickBooks.
Yeah, but he's the one that got that all set up. Lado Not asks, what did you aspire to be when you were younger before you started your own businesses? I aspired to be an interior designer. That was always something that just caught my eye when I was little, and I absolutely love, and till this day still love. What about you, Nate?
I wanted to be a rodeo clown.
That must surprise a lot of people. Do you have a degree? What did you study? Fatumi Sakir asks. I have a bachelor's degree. I studied international studies at UC Irvine. I remember absolutely nothing.
I have 0 degrees. I dropped out of school after about a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you went to the Marine Corps instead of college. Did you go to high school?
Yes, I went to high school.
Okay.
No, I'm saying, so after I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to college for a couple weeks and quit.
Yeah, it just wasn't for you. You were taking in information and learning faster than the teacher was going. Kiss of Virgo asks, did you have to take out a loan, make a monetary investment to launch your business? No, actually. Since both of them are digital, we didn't have to invest a lot of money. The only investments we made was paying for the monthly fee for our platform to host our workouts, having a PayPal business account.
Business coach.
Yeah, we actually invested in a business coach, which is pricey, but it was 100% worth it. That changed everything for us. Her name is Jess Glazer. You can find her on Instagram. She gives amazing tips daily on how to become an entrepreneur, and she's just an inspiring person herself. We actually have the same birthday. Marielle asks, how do you find important people to help build your business, like a CPA or lawyer, etc.?
Just naturally, you begin surrounding yourself with people that are kind of on the same wavelength or same track as you.
Yeah, you start attracting those kind of friends.
I mean, it's like that cliche, you are the sum total of who you're surrounded by, what have you. So my 2 very best friends, they are also similar as us. They're newly married. They're also business owners.
We're not newly married though.
They're also they also run a business together, and they're like, I used to always say they're just like couple business goals. So they actually referred us to a really excellent CPA who helps us out a lot. It's that old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You start building that network, and who you're surrounded with, they can branch you into, they can plug and play you into those other great, successful people. So like she said, her managers or even our business coaches kind of helped connect us with the right people.
Brim Mintz asks, how long were you working another job before switching to full-time wellness? So for me, I was in fashion for 3 years doing district managing, and then I was unemployed for a year, and then was in an interior design firm doing office manager work for 3 years before I switched over to full-time blogging. And I didn't do the switch until I was sure that I could comfortably make enough money to live, just because it is a freelance job and you only make as much as the jobs that come in. But until I was able to secure certain long-term partnerships, Adidas was one of them. Once they signed me on for a whole year, I knew I could safely let go of my corporate job and leave it and be okay with hustling on my own. How about you?
My health and wellness journey didn't really start until after the Marine Corps. So before I went to the Marine Corps, I had a job I started working when I was 15 years old. I worked in a door painting factory in Illinois. And then I also worked at a furniture store where I put together furniture and delivered it to people's houses. After the Marine Corps, I've had more jobs than I can even remember. I've worked so much as I've been a day laborer outside of, I used to stand outside of Home Depot to get picked up to do day labor jobs. I get picked up to help people move. I'd build a deck for somebody and get paid 20, 40 bucks. I've worked in security. I've worked every single
job.
I've been a...
Are you gonna say it? Oh my god, are you gonna say it?
No.
Okay, we're not saying it. That's something that will come out maybe later.
I mean, whenever I was working in executive protection, I thought that fitness was just kind of over for me. I had no intentions of ever revisiting the fitness world again. And then whenever all this came down, it kind of just sparked right back with me. Like, fitness is something I just I know it like the back of my hand. And I enjoy moving, and I enjoy coaching movements. So it's...
You enjoy teaching, learning and teaching.
Yes.
Someone also asked what your qualifications are, or what certifications you have.
NASM, ISSA, ACE, TRX suspension trainer, USA boxing, USA weightlifting, CrossFit level 1, pain-free performance specialist.
Got a whole list.
Yeah, I think that's...
You might be missing one, but
yeah,
it's good.
That's the gist of it.
Yep. Chanel Orange 94 asked, for your blogging business, do brands approach you or do you reach out to them? So in the very beginning, I didn't know that I could make money from this at all. Like, I was just doing it to share. And then one day a brand offered me $39 to post a white wine. And from there, I was like, there's no way that this is a thing. When other brands approached me, I just started charging the $39. And from there, I kind of figured out my worth. As I grew, brands started offering me more. And then that would become my baseline, and so on and so forth. And I just kept going with that. And I never settled for less. In the very beginning, I would say that I would reach out in a way that it was like beneficial for them, and they wouldn't want to pass up working with me. I would always over deliver. I would be like on time or send things way ahead of schedule. I built that relationship really, really well. And then those clients turned into long-term clients. And then from there, I was able to slowly become part-time in my other job and blah, blah, blah. All right, guys, thank you so much for sending in your questions. We hope this sheds some light on the behind the scenes of the two businesses. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Again, happy Vlogmas, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.